Stay hydrated, my dudes. Ah, sorry. Okay. Wait, hold on. How are we already? Has it been that long? 20 seconds. We're already 20 seconds into the stream, are we? No. Well, I guess yes, because it says so. So, whoops. I thought I saw it go live. Did I take that long to take a drink? I watched it go live and I was already like mid sip when it went. Or whatever. Anyway, we're back with the book. Yes. Thought I forgot about the book, did ya? But I didn't, so here we are again. Oh, actually, before I start, I need to first. I already forgot how to do this. Hold on. Hey, Connor, welcome back. Hello, how you doing? How are you? I hope well. Oh, what is that? My headphone battery is low. Well, it's not like this game has audio anyway. I'm more worried about my mouse, actually. I haven't charged it. Oh boy. Hello, Connor. You don't have to say it 3 times. I saw you the first time. Let's see. Oh. You tried to delete. I appreciate you deleting the comments yourself. I mean, I wasn't going to delete them because it wasn't like you said a slur or anything, so it was fine, but alright, thanks, I appreciate that. You didn't have to, but alright. You could have just said hi once from the beginning, but alright, I guess that works too. It's just I don't see a point in you deleting them because you see it on my chat overlay anyway, so but alright, cool. My day's going good. Alright, good to know. Good to know. That's nice. That's nice. Just starting or already halfway through? Okay, toggle in-game overlay. Numpad divide. That's the wrong one. That was subtract. Divide. I'm not doing it. Why am I not doing it? My numpad not on? What? Hold on. Divide. Hey, there we go. And then subtract. I pressed the wrong thing. There we go. Now I can see things. I didn't end my stream back then, did I? No, okay, good. Sorry, I'm always worried that I might just end my stream. Or not even me, just the stream just ends. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. I think we are good to go. Chat overlays there. Alright, now I can see. Hey, you're smiling. Okay, that's nice. That's a lot of smiles. Alright, nice. From the bookmark, assuming I bookmarked it in the right spot from the last time. I don't remember, it's been a while. Also, can you see my... I think you can see my cursor, right? Whatever. You know what? Pikachu gets to make another surprise cameo. I say cameo, but it's more like just one of the lead roles because Pikachu's gonna stay with us throughout this whole play. Well, not whole playthrough, just this episode, I guess. Well, you know what? Fine, the whole playthrough. I'll leave Pikachu throughout this whole series. It's fine. I can't be bothered changing the settings by now. Alright, I think I'm up to this part, right? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I finished reading. Yeah, Church of Fire, I'm pretty sure. Am I flipping the wrong way? Oh, that's a cool detail. I thought that it like flips depending on which page I click on, but no, it just flips backwards if I left click and then forwards if I right click. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I already read Church of Fire. Let me just... And here within the small oasis of impenetrable tree canopy with gently shimmering green grass. I think I read this, right? Church is probably most famous, burning wood shards, fighting war. I think I read this. I think. No, I can't see it. Oh, you can't. Oh man, now I'm sad. Here I was being like, hey, let's have Pikachu make I have a dog. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. I don't have pets myself because I don't want to take care of anything because I'm kind of struggling to just do that for myself. So I don't really want to do that. That and also just plus because like I don't like no I don't have anything against dogs. I just don't find animals to be that hygienic, so I don't really want like a pet. That's also a thing, but also, but yeah, no, I do like them. Like when I go to like a friend's house and they have like a dog or a cat, then yeah, sure, I'd like to play with them, but otherwise, I don't, I don't really want like a pet myself, you know. Like yeah, pets are cool, but not cool enough for me to get one myself because there's one the whole hygiene thing aside, it also just seems like a lot of work, and I don't really want to have that extra responsibility. So yeah, no, it's just my screen being frizzy. Oh, frizzy. I don't think I've used that word before. I mean fuzzy. I kind of get what you mean though. I think you just mean like your screen's not clear, I guess. Okay. I'm not a dog person, I'm more a cat person. Oh wait, so is it your sibling's dog or something? Did someone else get it? Anyway, yeah, I think I've read this part. I'm pretty sure I read this part. Okay, I'll start with... Actually, have I finished Lily's notes as well? No, I don't think so. This is weird. I thought I finished all the way up to the end of the chapter. It would have made sense. Or was I just out of time and then I just stopped midway? Okay, hold on. Re-believe the power, need to get rid of context, unforgivable. FI. This I'm pretty sure I read. I feel like I have some recollection of these. I was saying FI and RE. Okay, you know, I'll start from here then. I'll start from here, I think. Again, I don't know if you can see my cursor. And my mouse is dead. Okay. I just charged it last night. God damn it. When can you show your face? What do you mean? My face is right there. What are you talking about? That's also just... Okay, look, I don't really mind because I don't really care because, you know, we all know. We all know there's a person here, you know, behind the screen. We all know. It's like, I don't really care about the whole roleplay aspect or whatever. But like, just so you know the etiquette when you go into other VTubers' chats, you're not usually supposed to ask them questions like that. Because they're supposed to be like, kind of low-key playing a character. But again, I don't really care myself just because I don't really care for the whole roleplay aspect anyway. But I mean, if you want a serious answer, I don't know. I don't really have any plans. I mean, maybe. Well, yes and no, kind of. Like, I don't have a date. I don't have a specific date. On like, I'm not like, okay, I'm gonna do a face review on this date, or I don't have a certain milestone. I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna do a face review when I reach a certain amount of subscribers. I don't really have anything like that. It's just more just, I don't really feel like doing one right now. You know, maybe eventually when I decide to do like an IRL stream, like maybe like a cooking stream or something, then sure, I might just be like, all right, here's my face, and then just get it over and done with, just because I feel like IRL streams without being able to show your face is kind of a hassle to set up. So maybe, you know, you never know. I don't even know. So, you know, I don't know what the future holds. So I don't really want to, I don't want to make any promises, you know? So yeah, but to just answer that question seriously once and for all, I honestly don't know. You know, I probably will, because I do plan on doing YouTube in the long term. So, you know, so chances are eventually I probably will. You know, if not on this channel, maybe I might make a second channel. I don't know. Again, I haven't really thought that far yet. You know, but at the moment, no plans. So yeah. I just don't like dogs and they don't listen. I mean, case by case, I feel like, right? Case by case. I do get what you mean. Like in general, yeah, dogs tend to be a bit more high in energy. But I don't know, I feel like it depends, you know, how well they're trained, right? I dare you to hi. And you do a face reveal. I already answered that question, mate. I already answered that question. Alright, no more asking, alright? That's it. I already answered the question. My answer is just maybe. Probably. How about, you know, I'll give you probably. Alright, that take it or leave. That's as much as I can say, because again, I don't like to make promises because I don't even know myself yet. I don't know. I haven't really thought out this whole plan. I don't have, you know, yeah, I just don't have a plan. I'm kind of just doing my own thing here. I don't have a manager or anything, which has its pros, you know, which is just I get to you know, decide for myself, but also cons is I don't really have anyone to ask advice for, so like, so that's why I don't know. I just want to be a bit more safe than sorry, you know, because it's not like I could ask like my manager's like, hey, am I allowed to talk about this, because I don't have a manager. so you gotta cut me some slack here when I get put on the spot like this, because I haven't been trained to do this. Yeah, but anyway, okay, I'll read for the churches. I'll read from here. Yeah, I'll read from the bottom of 22. I think I've probably already read page 22, but just to refresh our memory, I might just read the last bit anyway. Also, just plus because it connects to page 23. So, as for the church's overriding obsession with genetic purity, on the FI side, if you're lucky, being a mutant might just make you a second-class citizen, or else a slave, constantly subjected to derision and torment, while on the RE side of the church, you are more likely to be burnt alive along with your family, house, and any unlucky passerby. I feel like I read that in the wrong tone. You're more likely to be burnt alive along with your family, house, and any unlucky passers-by. Why the passerbys? Or passers-by? Bit of a weird policy, but you know what? Suit yourself. Run your world the way you want. So can I move my chat? Because it's covering my screen now. Ah. What? Hold on. There we go. Okay. I thought I was able to do that. Actually, you know what? I'll smack dab it in the middle. How about that? Sorry. It's okay. It's okay. I know you probably don't mean any harm, because it's probably also just because, well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you are being mean, but like, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, and I hope that you don't actually mean any harm. I think it's probably just because my stream has a bit of a delay, so after you ask a question, it takes a while for me to answer, because one takes a while for me to see the question, and then it takes even longer for you to see me answer it because there's like a delay. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, and maybe you're just asking more than once because you thought I didn't see the message, you know. But just so you know, don't worry, unless if it's got like a swear or something, it wouldn't get censored by YouTube, and the message should come through to me normally, and I will see it, so don't worry about it. Yeah. I don't tend to ignore comments either, unless if it's like just straight up spam. You know, usually if it's something that I'm not comfortable with answering, I will just come out and say it, so don't worry, I won't. You know, the chance of me ignoring a message is pretty low. So yeah, so if I see the comment, don't worry, I will read it. So yeah, don't worry about that. Yep. Even if it's something I don't feel comfortable answering, I'll just straight up say it. I'll just be like, hey, don't ask that because I don't want to ask. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not mad or anything, it's fine. I feel like it's a pretty fair question. At least you're asking, you know, you're not just straight up like, hey, face, show it, you know. Anyway, what am I doing? Right, okay, yeah, the chat's fine there, okay, yeah, because otherwise, it was in the top right corner before and I kept blocking the words. Anyway, what was I reading? Right. The RE's methods are brutal, but are unarguably effective. The church is probably most famous for its grand crusades against the forest and its attempts to reclaim the world from the black oak by burning or felling miles. Felling. I don't know what that word means. What does that word mean? Felling. Alright, we're a learning channel here. Let me just... Felling. I don't think I've Cut down a tree. Okay. Well, cut down and then in brackets a tree. Yeah. Because it's a verb. I haven't seen a YouTuber's face. What do you mean? There are plenty of YouTubers who have shown their faces. Do you mean a VTuber's face? Because there are also quite a few VTubers, quite a few big ones as well, who've shown their faces. Then again, I mean, it's not that big a deal, right? Like, I do get it, you know, like, all, you know, it's kind of comes from, like, I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but it does come from, like, a bit of a, like, childish, like, a kind of childish curiosity, you know? I don't mean that, again, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. It's just, you know, some people just tend to just still have a bit of that curiosity, that kind of, that part of you from when you were a kid who just kept asking why and why and why, you know? So I get it. You know, you just want to know, not for a particular reason, not for a malicious reason or anything. You just want to know. I get it. But also, it's just a face, right? Everyone has one. It doesn't really contribute to anything, at least not to the content that most of us make, like most of us YouTubers make, you know, unless if you're trying to be a model, then alright, sure. But otherwise, I mean, it doesn't really matter for what I do. So, you know, so I don't really think it's that big a deal, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I mostly do it, well, part of it is just because, you know, I'm a VTuber and everyone's just kind of doing this, so I'm just like, well, I guess all the other cool kids are doing it, so alright, I guess I won't show my face. But also, the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, I don't want to get doxxed. So I'm like, you know what, let's just keep it on the down low for now and just test the waters and see how the community is, you know, before I really jump into it, you know, because I'm still pretty new, very new actually, when it comes to being, I guess, a creator, I guess. Because yeah, sure, I've been a consumer for a while, but I feel like that's a very different perspective than when you actually do start, you know, creating, especially the further down you go. Because again, I'm still very new at this, so I still don't know a lot of how this is really like. So I just want to play it safe. Again, it just goes back to the whole better safe than sorry thing. I just want to play it safe before I really know what you know, before I really start setting some rules down, you know, because I don't even know what I'm doing yet, let alone how I want to do it. So, you know. But anyway, felling, right, it means to cut down a tree, or the verb for to cut, or cut down, sorry, and then specifically for when you're cutting down a tree. Anyway, goes up to, the church is probably most famous for its grand crusades against the forest and its attempts to reclaim the world from the black oak by burning or felling miles and miles of trees. I guess I could have guessed if I just read, I just kept reading. Whether by a monk breaking each branch by hand, or hellish fiery mortars blasting every bough into wooden shards. However, while fighting a war where the opposing arm, I slurred that, sorry. However, while fighting a war where the opposing army mainly consists of trees may seem fairly easy, what lives around those trees can put up one hell of a fight. Land cleansed of black oak is the only place where human life can thrive, or beyond the tiny fortified townships that are scattered around the forest, it is near impossible to escape Oakrot. Mr. Beast. Yeah, what about Mr. Beast? Yeah, he's shown his face. I didn't see Mr. Beast's face. What do you mean? I don't follow. Are you just trolling right now? I don't get it. I don't get it, because he has for quite a while now in pretty much every video. So I don't know what should. What? Is this just satire and I'm just not getting it? I don't... Okay. But yes, the fortified townships that are scattered around the forest, it is near impossible to escape Oakrot. And here, within these small oases, is that how you say that? Oasis? Oasis. Because I know that's the plural of oasis, the singular. Like, because it's spelled with an E instead of an I, but I don't think I've ever actually read this word out loud. Well, I think I have when reading this book. I'm pretty sure I read that at least once in this book, but I just don't remember if... I'm gonna go with Oasis, because that's how it's spelt anyway, so... Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, yeah. Like, unless if there's like an apostrophe at the end of the S, I don't think it's pronounced Oasis. Okay. And here, within these small oases free of the impenetrable tree canopy, with the gently shimmering green grass, sorry. Gently shimmering green grass blowing in the wind might be the first and only time that a human sees the open sky. Life can flourish and blossom here, in this reclaimed land, and, as with a starving man catching a whiff of the divine banquet, there is going to be much competition for who controls it. I don't know, is that a better tone? There is going to be much competition for who controls it. Yeah, I think that's a better tone, yeah. I think it, yeah, but yeah, that was better. A little bit anyway, Lee's notes, Church of Fire, Customs and Sects. I should just stop. I was just trying not to say sex, but it just sounds like sex. Alright, you know, whatever, it's fine, who cares? Sects. You get what I'm trying to say. I don't know, okay? I don't know. Alright. Church of Fire, Customs, and Sects. Close enough. Alright. At a glance, the Church of Fire can look like the greatest hope of humanity. A unified, ordered, courageous force for good, burning away the forest and reclaiming the long-lost world of man. But look closer and you will see a bunch of chaotic, insane, shattered sects. Yeah, whatever. All vying for domination over one another. Whether it be through true religious zeal and bringing the holy truth which all other Church of Fire groups perverted and distorted, or just through good old-fashioned human, power-hungry bullshit. Do you know Mr. Beast? Yeah, I feel like most people who are on YouTube know Mr. Beast, right? Even some people who don't use YouTube. I feel like there are probably some like parents and grandparents even who have heard of Mr. Beast, right? Yeah, Mr. Beast. How many... You're good at reading. Am I now? I mean, thank you, I'm flattered, but I quite frankly disagree. I'm actually quite infamously bad. Well, infamous is just flattering myself. I am not in any way famous nor infamous. Nobody knows me. But at least to me, it's like a running joke that I just don't know how to read, mainly because it's not a joke, because I genuinely just struggle to read most of the times. I have like a whole... have I released it already? I think I have, right? I think I've got like a whole YouTube Shorts compilation of just me struggling to read or speak even sometimes. Not even reading, just me struggling to speak. I have like a whole compilation in my YouTube Shorts. And I have more to come as well, because there are a lot of instances where I just struggle at speaking. Anyway, but yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah, he's huge. How many subs is he at now? He's over, yeah, right, he is. I did hear about this. He has passed 100 million, like, kind of semi-recently, yeah. I mean, good for him. He seems to be good at what he does and loves doing it. That's good for him. Good for him. Yeah, no, he shows his face all the time. I looked him up and his face is right there in the thumbnails even already. You don't even have to watch the videos. It's already right there on the thumbnails. I don't know what you're on about, but okay. Anyway, what's I up to? Yeah, thanks. I mean, I'm glad you think I'm good at reading, but no, no, I am not good at reading at all. Oh boy. Anyway, where am I up to? I think I was right after the good old-fashioned human bullshit, yes. Right after the bullshit, anyway. Each Church of Fire sect maintains, not remains, sorry. You see what I mean by I just suck at reading? Almost read maintains as remains. Anyway. Each Church of Fire sect maintains that it is the right entry church. Hold on, let me just read through this one real quick, just in my head, just because I feel like I'm going to mess this up many times otherwise. That it alone possesses the one in the true book of fire. That is the only sect basis perversion. Is there anything there and I'm in the screaming loud ones? Okay, I think I got this. Okay. I'm so gonna jinx that, aren't I? Please, come on, just let me I was just complimented on my reading. Just let me have this, alright? Oh. Just let me have this, okay. Each Church of Fire sect maintains that it is the okay. Each Church of Fire sect maintains that it is the right and true church, that it alone possesses the one and true book of fire, and that every other sect is a baseless perversion. But considering there are 100 of these, all screaming at once, it's hard to know which one to believe. And I clicked the wrong mouse, or not, well, I only have one mouse, I clicked the wrong... What are these things called? Wrong side of the mouse? Wrong... What are these individual pieces called? Question for another time. FI and RE are the most dominant groups, split between FI's belief in the corrupting nature of power and technology, and that all power handled by men will be misused, and RI's obsession with exterminating mutants, keeping the gene pool clean, reclaiming the world for man, and probably most importantly, acquiring as many of the top pyrotechnics and chainsaws as they can lay their hands on. Here I'll note down some of the more peculiar. Here I'll note down some of the more peculiar quirks of the Church of Fire. Sect of self-mutilation, originating with Saint Arbus. Yes. Originating with Saint Arbus, the tenets. Okay, hold on. Normal people can't hear the voice of the good. Okay, I think I got this. Okay. Originating with Saint Arbus, the tenets are normal people who can't hear the voice of God or see his true being because of all the noise and bright colors of the world. So, to ensure the removal of distractions that would otherwise divert them from seeing their God's true form, they gouge out their eyes and ears. They gouge out their eyes and ears. Their eyes and ears. Yeah, they gouge out their eyes and ears. Is that a better reading? I hope so. I don't know. Again, I'm not that good at reading. My brother said hi. Okay, well, tell your brother that I said hi back. Alright, let's see, where am I up to? The eyes and ears, alright. Pretty extreme, if I do say so myself. I mean, I ain't trying to, no, I am gonna judge. Yeah, no, that is a bit too extreme for my liking. But you know what? Hey, it's suit yourself. So long as you're not gouging out my eyes. All right, and ears. How do you gouge out an ear? Do you just straight up rip it off? What the hell? Jeez. Okay. Some of the more extreme. Okay, so that's not extreme apparently. All right. Well, let's find out what the actual extremes are. All right. Let's see. Some of the more extreme monks reason that man can't be trusted with vision and hearing anyway, nor with a voice, so they cut out their own tongue, scrolling their final communication in their own blood. Not the type of people you'd want to send your kids to Sunday school with. Yeah, no, not exactly, no. No, not really, no. It's just a bit much if I do say so myself, you know. I don't know if that's a hot take, but just a bit much, you know. Jeez, damn. Just okay. So no, can't be trusted with vision and hearing anyway. That's a big claim to make. Okay, then why do y'all have it then? Anyway, but hey, you know what? It's fine. Suit yourself. So long as it's consensual, I guess. I don't know. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right. Anyway, moving on. Let's just move on. All right. It all started with St. Arbus and the Church of Fire's unfortunate fixation with pyrotechnics. In one of the more unfortunate incidents, St. Arbus was blinded and suffered extreme head trauma. After awaking from unconsciousness, he declared that even though his eyes were burnt from his sockets, he could still see, and what he could see was the true form of God. Are you sure he wasn't just hallucinating? Because that does happen, you know. That does, you know, those hallucinations do exist. I'm just saying. Anyway, this doesn't sound like my place to say. So I'm just keep that to myself because I don't want my own eyes to be gouged out. So let's keep it moving, shall we? Whether he could see God because he had lost his eyes or because he had just suffered from severe head trauma is up for debate. Right, that's kind of the point that I was trying to get at. But again, I don't want to get non-self-mutilated or just any form of mutilation. I don't really. But the whole I feel like if I speak too much on this, I might get. What's the opposite of self? Like when you're inflicting it on someone else. I don't know. Do you like potatoes? If you do like potatoes, because I don't know why you use the word if there. I don't know where's the then. Instead you just jump to because, but okay, because I do like potatoes. That's nice. Yeah, yes, is that code for something? I don't get it. It's a pretty random question, but yes, sure. I hope I'm not agreeing to something like malicious in code or something. I'm gonna just make it clear. I'm a clarified disclaimer. When you quote me on this, I'm saying this at the most surface level. Take this at the most surface level definition possible. Yes, I do like potatoes. They're very versatile. You could mash them, you could fry them, you could hash brown them, or you could just straight up steam them. Keep it simple, you know, open them up. If you don't want to keep it that simple, and you could stuff some cheese and bacon or whatnot into them if you want to spice it up a little. I don't know. They're pretty versatile vegetable. Yes, I don't even know if we're allowed to call it a vegetable because it doesn't really seem like the most healthiest of choices. Like, I mean, it's got nutrition, you know, it could sustain you quite well. It's just most of the times the way people prepare it isn't really the healthiest of choices, which, you know what, but that's just how good food is. It's, if you want it to taste good, then the better it tastes, the less healthy it is, really. But yes, I do like potatoes. They're pretty cool, you know. I've actually had I mentioned this before, but I've actually had potatoes on a pizza before. I don't know if that's common or not, but I thought that was not as common of a sight that I would have thought. Because I've only had it a few times, and it was also just at the same restaurant as well. Because I don't tend to see a lot of potatoes as toppings on pizza, but it actually worked surprisingly well. I wasn't sure of it because not usually, just potatoes tend to be a little milder in taste in terms of its own taste. Usually when it tastes stronger, like say like fries or whatever, it's stronger because it has been heavily seasoned. So it's not really the potato itself. Hello, Gavin Beltham. You're the brother, I think, right? Am I correct? Hello. Um, but yeah, yeah. So I wasn't sure how well it'd work on pizza because it's just a mild tasting vegetable on top of dough, which is also pretty mild tasting, and also the cheese. I guess it kind of depends on what cheese you use, but some cheese tend to be a little milder in taste. So I wasn't really sure. I was like, what if the cheese is also just? I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. I was kind of worried that it was just going to be. Well, I mean, it was kind of a mild pizza, but in like a good way. Like it wasn't like, huh, this is bland, but rather this is a light but still tasty dish. You know, it was like it was nice. It had flavor, but it was also like not like an overwhelming type of flavor. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. Two. I don't know. Okay. And yes, hello, Gavin Beltham. Hi there. Hi. Welcome to the stream. I'm here. Hello. I saw your message. Hi. I hope you are doing well as well. Your brother, I assume brother, again, you guys haven't confirmed that yet, I'm just assuming. But your brother already said that he's doing pretty good. I mean, should be well, but you know, I get it. You're just saying you're doing good. His day's going good, you know. So how about you, Gavin? How about you, Gavin? Okay, that's enough highs, guys. I get it. You guys want to say hi. That's nice, but you've already said it. Okay, so no more, please. No more, please. Got enough highs in the chats. Here's my brother. Oh, nice. Cool. I wonder how much of a delay there actually. I think there's like a 20-second or so delay. Not even, like more so like 10-second delay. I think my internet's working a bit better today. I like this. This is my first time. Oh, okay. I'm glad you're enjoying this. I mean, nothing has really happened. I just rambled on about a potato topped pizza. That's all I said so far. But you know what? I'm glad you're entertained in a live chat. Nice. I'm glad you're having a good time. That's nice. That's like pretty much that's like our biggest goal, at least. Most. I know some people have different goals, but I feel like most, as streamer, that's pretty much one of our biggest, if not only, goals sometimes. Is to just have our viewers have a good time, and I'm glad you are. So that's nice. I'm glad to read that you are. Okay, sorry, you just weren't spawning, and I just started a little. I thought you were going to respond. Okay, hold on, let me just decipher that real quick. Okay, sorry, you weren't speaking, and I just started a little, and you were going, and I just started a little. I thought you weren't going to respond. I think. Okay, I think I know what you're trying to say. I think you were worried that I wasn't talking. Basically, I think that's the basic gist, right? Okay. Yeah. Don't worry. I tend to talk all the time, so don't worry. It's if I don't know. Can you not hear me over on your screen or something? Because that might be your internet. It could be mine as well, but I think my internet's working fine. At least it says so on my screen. My Streamlabs says everything's working fine. My browser, YouTube's telling me everything's working fine. So I think everything's working fine on my end. Like I think things are being put out properly. But if they're not being received as well, then that might be your internet acting up. I don't know. Yeah, don't worry. I talk all the time. You don't have to worry about me not speaking. I can't handle silence in my own streams. I can handle them in real life. I do not care about the whole like awkward silence thing whenever you're out with like strangers or whatnot. Like I'm fine with it. I could deal with. In fact, I prefer the silence when I'm out with like strangers, you know. But if I'm on stream, that's when I get anxious whenever it gets silent, because I'm like, oh no, I'm a streamer. I need to talk. I can't not talk as a streamer, you know. Like I remember, yeah, cause like I mean I'm getting better at it, but I remember in the beginning it was kind of the opposite. You wouldn't be able to know. You wouldn't know this because this was before I really started streaming. Like it was just like I was practicing just recording videos on my own, not straight up streaming live. But I was like, part of me was worried, like, oh, what if I'm talking too much, and like people don't want to hear me talk, you know, because it's like, oh my god, why wouldn't this guy shut up? He's so annoying. But then I thought about it again, and I'm like, but that's kind of the whole point. So otherwise, why am I here? So like, I'm just like, well, I guess it's a go home or go big. Then I'm just gonna keep talking, unless if it's. Although sometimes it does backfire. There are some times where I do get told off for accidentally speaking over like certain cutscenes. So then I'm like, oh no, sorry, that backfired. I shouldn't do that. It's just I keep telling myself like I need to keep talking. If I stop talking, then that's the same as me not streaming. That's just me just showing like my screen, and that's it. I'm basically not even here then. But then sometimes it backfires. I need to find like that. I need to find that balance, or really just shut up when there's a cutscene especially when there's no subtitles. I can hear you. Okay, nice. Good to know. His day is going okay. Yes, I do know. Oh, nice. Sorry, just give me a second. Let me take a drink. This is one of those moments where I'm actually silent. Okay. And the silence is gone. I need to go back to speaking now. Anyway, I guess back to the book then. Where was I up to? Each church, 5 sect, it is right church. Alone possesses one true book. I think I already read this whole page. It's hard to know which one to believe. Right. I already finished this page. Okay, good. Alright, I already read this page as well. I just accidentally flipped back by accident. I don't think you're annoying. I talk a lot too. Okay, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Do you like cats? Yes, I do like cats. Maybe even a little more than dogs. Am I allowed to say that? Is that a controversial take? I mean, I don't hate dogs, just to make it clear. I like both. Almost equally as much. It's just, I've started to lean more towards cat more and more over the years. Mainly, well, okay, partly. I don't know if mainly sounds like a strong word. Just partly due to the amount of times I mean, it wasn't that many times, and especially nowadays it's not as frequent as well. It doesn't even matter that whether or not I get woken up by dogs, but it's just I've started to favor cats more ever since I kept getting like woken up by like neighbors' dogs. It's not as big of a problem like nowadays, you know. It's really just like a few times, but I held a grudge. Okay, I held a grudge. They caught me on a bad day. They caught me on some bad days. I did not like the fact that I got woken up by neighbors as dogs, not even my own dogs. You know, I'm like, I thought I was safe. Just because I didn't have my own pet, have any pets myself. But no, the neighbors' dogs, they woke me up. But now it doesn't even matter, because now I just wake up all the time for no reason anyway. And that wouldn't be as annoying as it is if I didn't just also had trouble falling asleep. If I could fall asleep easier, then I wouldn't be so annoyed by how easily I'd get woken up. Like this morning, like recently, not just this morning, the past like week or even two, I'd go to bed, get like an hour and a half of sleep, and then just wake up. Oh, to be fair, this last night's was a little more warranted because it wasn't just I just woke up for no reason. I had like kind of a nightmare, so then that woke me up, and then so yeah, but yeah. Anyway, he likes you here. Likes your channel. Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you. I like both too. That's nice. That's nice. Thank you. I'm flattered. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Yeah, cats are pretty cool. Yeah. Cats are pretty cool. I still haven't played that game. It's been on my wish list for a while. It's been on my wish list before it even came out. Like just when I saw that it was like up and coming. The game Stray. I don't know if you've heard of it. Some other, actually not just some. I feel like quite a few VTubers and also just YouTubers, like gaming channels in general, have played the game Stray. It's like a game where you play as a cat, and that's about all I know. I haven't really watched any other like person play it yet because well, partly just because I've had less time to watch streams myself ever since I've started trying to stream myself, just plain due to busyness. But also another part is just because I don't want any spoilers. And so yeah, so that's why like I tend to have to like cut down on a lot of streams that I used to like to watch, because a lot of the games that, you know, the streamers I like to watch, like a lot of the games that the streamers I like to watch play, also games that I plan on playing. So like now it's really just reduced to like non-story based games. Like if someone's playing like Minecraft or like Apex or something, then like I might pop in, listen for a bit, and yeah, and that's about it. Because again, I don't have that much time, that much time nowadays. But yeah, I think I'll definitely play this sometime or other. I heard it's really good, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm just waiting for like a good sale. It's currently on sale, but it's only 20%. And look, I'm cheap, okay? I wanna wait until it's preferably at least 50. That's probably gonna take me some time, but to be fair, I'm in no hurry anyway, just because I already got quite a few games in my lined up in my library, as well as other games. A bunch of games lined up in my wish list that I'm waiting for sales on. There's one that I'm very excited to play. I found not too long, like actually very recently, like just a few days ago. I was looking for games to play during December, and I don't know if I want to spoil the name now, because I kind of want to keep it a surprise, but at the same time I'm also very excited to announce it, so I don't know. It's a I don't know. You know, it's fine. I'll wait until it's December, and then I'll play it. It looks derpy, to say the least. I like this. Anyway, sorry. I'll probably say that for another time. I just realized that really doesn't really translate well when I'm talking about things you can't really see, and things I won't even mention the names of. Even that's probably not really the easiest thing to follow. Sorry about that. Back to the book. Yes, I think. Did I finish my thought? I said everything I wanted to say, right? Did I say everything? Hey, my mom is vacuuming in the hallway, so I might not hear you, but I think I still could if I blast my volume, which I'm okay with. Maybe you have headphones? I mean, I don't know, would your mom mind if you blast my stream? Let me just see, there aren't any swear words anytime soon, right? Okay, I think we're good. Okay, shh, don't tell your mom that this book has swear words in it. Um, let's see, where are we up to? I feel like I'm not supposed to do that, huh? I think I'm supposed to be like, hey, you shouldn't be reading this because this is... I mean, it's not that bad. This is not that bad of a book. Yeah. Sure, it has some swear words every once in a while, but it's not that bad. How long until your live chat ends? Not to be rude or anything, I just want to know how long left. I have about, longest... Let's see, what time is it now? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many hours is that? Sorry. I'm kind of slow right now. I only had an hour and a half sleep. Cut me some slack. I think I got like maybe about 3.5 hours tops. Yeah, about 3.5 hours tops. I have headphones on. Oh, nice. Coolio. Nice. Phones. Headphones are nice. Headphones are nice. So I remember not to sound old, but I remember when they first became like more like accessible. They were pretty cool. They were pretty. I remember they were. I don't know if it's still like a thing now, but like before, it was seen as like a big, a kind of like an almost like a fashion statement. It was like a straight up accessory, even if you weren't. I mean, it's a bit weird if you weren't listening to anything, but like it was seen as like fashionable, you know, like people would have headphones on, as, to like look cool, kind of, not on purpose, but people just all decided like, yeah, that looks cool. Now it seems almost kind of nerdy, I think. And then it went back to looking cool again because being nerdy also kind of became cool. Kind of. I guess it kind of depends on who you ask. Long time my mom on you. You have been so nice. What? Long time my mom. I don't. Long time my mom on you. Mom on. Okay, I don't really get what the first part is, but you said you have been so nice to me. You're no problem. You're very welcome, I guess. I don't know. By the way, I'm 11. Okay. Cool. I'm not. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm not. But nice. You're welcome to stick around as well. I mean, maybe not so much for some of the other streams. I tend to try to keep my I tend to try and keep most of my streams, if like I try to keep it catered around the game I'm playing. Like if I'm playing a family-friendly game, then I try to keep my language more family-friendly. But otherwise, if I'm playing something like Watch Dogs or like Assassin's Creed or Danganronpa, where it's already rated for a more mature audience, then I tend to be a lot more or less. It depends on the day. Sometimes, I don't know, I think it kind of depends on my sleep, really, but I tend to have more of a vulgar vocabulary when that happens. So maybe don't watch those. I mean, I'm not going to stop you because I'm not your dad, so that's not really my job. But I will say that this, you know, the disclaimer is there, okay? What my job is to just, you know, let it be known what the content is. Whether or not, you know, you watch that stuff, that's not really up for me to decide. So yeah. But okay, but if your mom wouldn't care, then good for you, I guess. I mean, I don't know how I feel about, because oh, we're telling you. Okay, thanks. What's your name? Isana. I don't know how I feel about that, because you know, because people have like, it is kind of like a debate, like, I mean, not really for me, because I don't I don't plan on having any kids anytime soon, if ever. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know about the whole like swearing thing. You know, I don't know. I think not. I'm more leaning on not. Just because I don't want them to. Because I don't know. Because I don't personally have anything against swearing. I do it myself. But I just don't know. I just don't know if I want to have like my kids pick up on that and like do that in front of other adults, you know, because it is seen as like, you know, disrespectful if you talk like that to like an adult, you know. So yeah, I know some adults don't care. Like you know, I remember having friends like as kids who'd like swear to their parents and stuff, and it blew my mind because I didn't know you could do that. But I do know they exist, and you know, that's their choice, you know, not really for me to say. But I don't know I know. Yeah, because part of me is like, I feel like I need to be like a responsible adult and be like, hey, don't look at this stuff because it's not your age and stuff like that. But on the other hand, I've been a kid before. You know, I know that even when adults tell you not to, you're going to do it anyway, you know? So so part of me is like, I need to be a responsible adult, but another part of me still hasn't grown up yet and is just like, you know what, let's just be honest. We all do this, okay? You know? So like, I feel like I need to find like a middle ground where like, I don't know, where I gotta be like, hey, I don't recommend looking at this stuff at your age yet. But if you're going to do it responsibly, I don't know. Like, you know, like keep it within the channel, you know? Like if I say something that might be, you know, like swearing, you know, keep it on the channel / within your close group of friends, you know, just don't do it to like the adults. You know, I feel like I probably don't have to say that. I feel like you probably know that already. I mean, yeah. I mean, your mom, yeah, well, she doesn't really care, so, but again, hey, this is her choice, you know, to be fair, they are just words. That, you know, why are they so different from non-swear words, right? I don't know. That's like a whole other can of worms that I don't really want to open up. That is a really good name. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Anyway, that whole topic aside, because I don't really want to talk about that. That seems like way too deep of a topic that I haven't thought about, and quite frankly don't really want to think about, because it seems I'm just generally not interested. You know, like the whole like I'm worried, like aside from the whole I don't want controversy thing, because that is definitely part of it. Like I'm just trying to have fun here, you know, so I don't really want anything controversial pop up. But that aside, I'm also just, I genuinely just don't care, because it's just, to me, you know, just off the top of my head, to me, it's just, they're just kind of words, you know, like I get it. It can make some people uncomfortable, so, you know, don't use it in like a public space where, you know, you might bother people, sure, but otherwise, when it comes to like raising your kids, that's like a whole other can of worms that I haven't even thought about yet, because that's, I don't know when if I'm going to have kids. I don't know. That's, seems like a lot. I don't even have like, a partner, let alone spouse or anything like that. Like, I don't, that seems like a long way away for me, if it is even on the way for me. Anyway, book, where was I up to? Hold on to believe. Here, right down, right, I think I'm up to here. Originating with saying the sinners read that. Right, Sunday school. I've read that already as well. Right, because losses are because it suffered severe. Yeah, okay, I read that. Okay, so I'm up to here. Branding. Okay, here we go. Okay, sorry about that. That was a whole. That was a well, not a whole, like kind of like quarter of a rant. That was not fun at all. Sorry about that. Anyway, back to the book. Sorry. Branding. One of the more common causes, not causes, what am I reading? Customs, sorry. One of the more common... Okay, let me take a drink, sorry. Hold on. I got this. Okay. You're welcome. Oh, thank you again. You don't have to say you're welcome a second time, it's fine. But thank you for the you're welcome. I feel like I shouldn't say that. I feel like I should just say you're welcome and end it there. I don't know why I kept saying thank you. That just feels excessive. I don't know. You know what? Forget about it. It's fine. Just moving on. One of the more common customs in the Church of Fire is branding holy scriptures onto your skin so that the words of fire will always be with you. 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 Yeah, that's better. Okay. One of the more common customs in the Church of Fire is branding holy scripture onto your skin so that the words of fire will always be with you, with saints and priests having distinct brands denoting their status. And if you're particularly lucky, when you die, the skin with scripture burnt onto it will cut from your body, turned into leather, and bound within a book alongside the skin of other lucky souls. A book of... I am leaving just for a sec, I'll be right back. Is that okay? Yeah, no, you don't worry. I'm not going to be like, no, you're not allowed to leave. That is not okay. Don't worry, that's fine. Take your time, no worries. What am I up to? A book, right. A book of scripture made from the skin of devout followers. I can't think of anything more holy, or stomach-wreckingly disgusting. Okay. I have to have a little break after writing that, just to throw up. Probably the most infamous brand in the Church of Fire is the brand of Lost, in quotation marks. As I have said, the sect of FI within the Church of Fire is technology-phobic. It regards the attainment of power and knowledge to be sinful. But they have acknowledged that if they wish to eliminate technology, they have to have some base understanding of it. Yes. But they acknowledge that if they wish to eliminate technology, they have to have some base understanding of it. A knight with a wooden sword, no matter how filled he is with religious righteousness, is not going to be as effective as someone with a bazooka. The purpose of the Lost is to learn as much sinful knowledge as possible so as to understand how to best combat it. Sorry. I don't know why I've read that in such a weird tone. To learn as much sinful knowledge as possible as to understand how to best combat it. How to best combat it. I don't know, I keep reading that. I just read that in the same tone. To learn as much sinful knowledge as possible as to understand how to combat it. How to best combat. Okay. One last time. The purpose of the Lost is to learn as much sinful knowledge as possible as to understand how to best combat it. And because knowledge is power, and power is evil, and so that they won't be irredeemably tainted by the corrupting knowledge, they are given 5 years to learn all they can, and, with that knowledge, attempt to destroy all evil they can... I was so close to the end. And... okay. They are given 5 years to learn all they... They are given 5 years to learn all they can, and with that knowledge, attempt to Attempt to destroy all evil that they can find. That they find. Oh my god, why am I putting words? I'm either skipping out on words or just putting in random words that weren't even there. God damn it, okay. Attempt to destroy all evil that they find. How hard is that? Not hard at all. It shouldn't be, but for some reason it is for me. Oh god, alright, anyway. At the end of those 5 years, they report back to the Church of Fire Alright, hold on. I need another drink, hold on. Oh, this is embarrassing. God. Okay. Okay, we got this, okay. Where am I up to? Okay, here we go. At the end of those 5 years, they report back to the Church of Fire Monastery to be executed. Oh, jeez. Wait. At the end of those 5 years, they report back to the Church of Fire Monastery to be executed, before the knowledge wholly corrupts them. And, more importantly to the Church, the dreadful secrets they have learnt die with them. Oh, jeez, okay. Okay. Pretty intense. I mean, I don't know what else I was expecting. After the whole, gouging eyes out thing, so I don't know what else I expected. Okay, yeah, of course they do this. Okay, cool. Before setting out, they have the date of their death burnt onto the wrist of their dominant hand, as a permanent reminder. And if they have truly succumbed yes, I read that right, succumbed, yes. And if they have truly succumbed to corruption and refuse to come back home, all other Church of Fire members will know, because the date they were meant to die is there for all to see. Sorry. Forever burnt into their skin. Forever burnt into their skin. Yes, that's a better reading, yes. If another member of the FI sees it, they'll most certainly make sure that the fate that was denied and not accepted willingly will be forced upon them. Okay. And that's the end of Church of Fire Customs and Sects. Okay, so these guys, who are these? Let me see, who are they described to be? Killed the flame or... Who are they? What? I know these guys, because these guys are... Yeah, they were described already that apparently some division within the church leading creation too powerful. Yeah, the FI and RE. Yeah, so some are... Yeah, so the FI are like the technology bad dudes. So they're these guys, I think. Yeah. They're like, technology bad. We only use candles and stuff, which is still technically technology, but okay. And then there are the RE dudes who are like, mutants, bad, kill all mutants and whatever. Okay, so I know who these guys are. Well, what about these guys? Oh, this image is for the OGs. Okay. Confused me for a sec there because they showed the illustration before the chapter, but I guess they're allowed to do that. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, because I would have expected them to show the illustration after they announced the name of the chapter, because otherwise this makes it seem like it's still part of the church or whatever, but okay, I was a bit confused. Okay, so those guys are apparently, the guys on the left here are apparently called OGs. And how do we describe them? Well, let's see. How do I describe these? Imagine something akin to a frog with minute. Is that, hold on. I thought minute was spelled differently. Or is that also minute? Because I know it's not minute, because that doesn't make any sense. I'm pretty sure it's minute. Because that makes more sense contextually. don't remember if it's also spelled the same way. Yes, it is spelled the same way. Right. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Just confused there. Okay, so minute and minute is spelled the same way. It's just they pronounce differently and have different definitions. Not confusing at all. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's been a while since I've used that word actually. Okay, back to the book. Imagine something akin to a frog, with minute stubby legs, and with a massive rock on its back, forever purposely waddling into the distance. They can be so small you could fit one in your hand, or they can be larger than the average cart. All of them are on some unfathomable sabbatical? Sabbatical. Okay, that's an actual new word that I don't know. Sabbatical. What does that mean? Sabbatical. A period of paid leave granted to a university teacher or other worker for study or... did I spell it wrong? Because that doesn't sound like it fits the context here. And all of them are on some unfathomable sabbatical. What? Okay. I don't think they mean it literally. I think they're just using this word loosely, maybe. Yeah, maybe they're... Yeah, because this word, I think, is more specifically to university teachers or other workers study or travel. Because this is a very specific definition, but I think they're just trying to say that these ogs are just very, very lazy or something. Maybe they just tend to laze around, I think. Maybe that's what they're trying to say. I don't know. But, anyway. Oh, hold on. My stream's dying. Never mind, it's not dying anymore, it's back. I think. Okay, that scared me for a sec, because my browser said there was no data and that it would, like, die if I don't reconnect shortly. But, it's back. Okay, it's back. Excellent connection. Okay, good. Back to the book. And all of them are on some unfathomable sabbatical, constantly chasing the setting sun. What? Constantly chasing the setting sun? That sounds like the opposite of what you've described here. I thought sabbatical meant they're on break. What? Am I sure that I've looked up the same word? Sabbatical. What? What is... On some... What? Wait, what? Constantly chasing the setting sun. Wait, but that makes it sound like they're very determined. They're constantly chasing the setting sun? Or maybe they mean that in a more metaphorical sense? Like, they're constantly waiting for the sun to set so that, you know, it's nighttime and they could just go to sleep or something, I think. Maybe that's what they mean? I think. Maybe that's what they mean. Because otherwise it makes even less sense with the word they just used. I'm confused. I think that's what they mean anyway. Anyway. Yeah, because they literally just describe them as slow, harmless, weak right here, so it wouldn't make sense if they straight up chase the sun all day. And my stream apparently has no data again. Why is it? Stop that. Stop doing that. Have data, please. Okay, excellent connection. Okay, good. Alright, where am I up to? Well, yep. They're slow, harmless, weak, and useless. So why on earth would I bring them up? Well, every time I spot one out of the corner of my eye, slowly toddling along, I can't help but think, you're in a terrifying world. They live beside creatures that were probably kicked out of hell for being a bit too messed up. But with their stubby, useless little legs, no means to defend themselves, and literally a giant boulder on their shoulders, they waddle on, maybe only moving 5 meters a day, chasing some far-off imaginary goal, long hidden by the horizon. And they survive. No matter how dark it is, they will always be waddling along with that same determination, harder than the stone on their back. Harder than the stone on their back. Yeah, that's a better enunciation. Good. Because it almost sounded like I just said the back. Sorry, their back. There we go. There's something perversely inspiring about it. Maybe if something as weak as this, can survive, just maybe, you could too. You know what? You're right. It is kind of inspiring about it. It's kind of like rooting for like the underdog, you know. Which reminds me, I just not too long ago I finished the second season of Megalobox, which like season 1 was already good. It was like a, yeah, I'd totally recommend this to someone type of show, but season 2 just took it from an I would recommend to an you're missing out to a you're missing out if you skip on this show, you know? Yeah, that's correct grammar. Yeah. Yes, that is correct grammar. Yes. Sorry. Like, I would say like season 1 is more sport focused, like it has more of a sport anime feel to it, whereas season 2 has more of a like a drama focus, I feel like. But it's like, it's done well though. I feel like it tackles heavy topics without being like, without making it seem like it's trying hard to be edgy or anything like that, which I can really appreciate, because I feel like a lot of the times, because I thought that I hated dramas, but it turns out I just didn't like the dumb ones. Because a lot of the times, I feel like especially like romance dramas, they tend to either just be, they just follow like the very like dumb formula of having the characters overreact to nothing happening, and just having all round just very, not just bad communication, but unbelievably bad communication, you know? Like yeah, bad communication exists, but like it's to a degree where it's just like, this is just like a stupid level of stupid. Like, I don't think this is just not believable at this point, you know? Like some character would see their crush or something just simply talking to someone or something like that, and they'll feel jealous, but it doesn't end there, you know, just from them being jealous from seeing their crush talking to someone. But then they go as far as just start making assumptions without talking to. It's just that same formula. And there's got to be a slap in there somewhere. Someone's going to get slapped, and it's going to be a big deal. Like, oh my god, they slapped this person. Oh wowie wow. Like, I get it. Yes, a slap could hurt a lot emotionally if there's a lot of weight behind that slap. But a lot of the times, it's just like an empty slap, and I'm just like, what is this? What is this? So it's either something as dumb as that, or it's just something that's just way too, just gone like on the other side of the spectrum, and it's just straight up like this, the main protagonist or whatever went around cheating on their love interest with like 10 people. Oh my god, like what is, okay, now you're just going too far. It just became unbelievable again. Or sometimes, or okay, to be fair, sometimes even the more believable ones, I feel like it's just not really my cup of tea, because I guess I just personally am not quite big of a fan of, one, just the whole like sexual aspect of a lot of these types of dramas, and two, just I don't handle like heavier topics as well in general, you know, because I have a pretty soft heart. I feel like I don't handle heavy stuff that well, you know. I feel very easily, you know, depending on what it is there, I guess. I don't know, because sometimes, to be fair, a lot of I don't know, I'm sometimes when I say feel, that doesn't necessarily mean like what the show's actually going for. Sometimes I just feel annoyed. Because like I guess it also depends on the execution. Yeah, I don't have anything against romance, because yeah, no, I do. It's not like I get annoyed at every romance drama, you know, like I do, like you know, like say A Silent Voice, for example. I remember watching that, and then I remember actually like feeling for the characters and all that. Like I like feel sympathy for them and all that and stuff like that. But I don't know, maybe it's just because I don't personally relate to it as much, because I've never fallen in love before or something. But I've never actually cried to like a romance before. Not even A Silent Voice, which I feel like is pretty famous for like making a lot of people cry, because it's like a very well done type of romance drama, kind of. I feel like it's not, compared to some other romances, not as romance focused. I feel like it definitely has some elements, but I feel like it's not as straight up like yeah, they're lovey-dovey, whatever. Bye. Oh, okay. Thanks for dropping by, Connor. You have a good day now. But yeah, no, I don't know. But then on the other hand, I cry very unexpectedly easily at some of like certain other shows that other people would agree isn't that big a deal in comparison, I guess. I think I tend to like feel more easily like bromance more than romance, I think, maybe. Because I'd cry. I don't know if I want to say the names of the shows, because like it might be a bit of a spoiler if I say I cried at them. But somewhat like actually like really unexpected. Like there are some shows where it's straight up just like almost to like a kid level of wholesomeness. Like it's like I could see this. I think this might even be like a kid's anime, but it just gets me off guard. I remember, maybe I could say the name of this one, because this one has a lot of episodes. I don't think this would really spoil anything. I don't know. I'll maybe another time. I don't know. But it's just a lot of the times. I think things like bromance, like familial, like family, yeah, family love, and like, and also like just, I don't know, honor. Would I say honor? Bye. Oh, this. Why are you crying, bro? Why are you crying? This. Don't worry. It's. Why are you crying, bro? I mean, it's fine. You don't. I don't know why you're crying. But I hope you feel better. I don't know why you're crying, but bye. I guess I hope you feel better. Yeah, like, I guess, yeah, honor slash chivalry, I guess. Is that the word I want to use right now? I tend to, because I don't know, I feel like I tend to use words wrong quite a bit, more than I realize. Like, I remember saying some things, I think what's an example? I think wait, hold on, let me just check this. So, with religious moral, yeah, kind of chivalry. Kind of, or like, I don't know. Like perseverance, discipline. I don't know if I'm, I think I already said this once just in the heat of the moment and didn't realize I forgot that it's like a spoiler, but, I don't know if I should say it again, because I just feel like I don't want to double down on the spoiler. But, I don't know, like I've cried more from like heroic characters dying like a heroic death, or even not, or even when no one dies, or even when it's just like a friend standing up for a friend or something like that, or just having like a bittersweet moment, stuff like that. Like, oh, my stream's lagging. Oh boy. Internet, are you good? What are you doing? Oh boy, my internet is not good. It's got like 1 bar, 2 bars now. Okay, thank you. Okay. my Wi-Fi is so bad. Okay, it's back to 1 bar again. Oh, I mean, at least there's a bar and it's not just the straight up dot. I don't know if it's possible to get rid of the dot. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen that happen before. I don't remember. We're back to 2 and we're back to 1. Okay. God damn it. God damn it, Wi-Fi. Come on. Come on, it's... My internet is both so bad and sometimes so... I don't know, it's not so good. It's not the internet. Oh no. Oh no, my stream's dying. It's hella dying now. I straight up have a warning now. The stream's current bitrate, or bitrate, sorry, bitrate. Oh no. It's lower than the recommended. Oh no. Oh no, please don't do that. Am I still live? My stream didn't die, right? No, I think I'm still live. It's just dying. Oh boy. I mean, luckily I'm not playing like a very high frame rate game, because otherwise this would be hella lagging. Luckily it's just like a still image book. I don't remember what I was talking about now. I think I was talking about my internet or something like that. Yeah, no, I'm talking about my internet, yeah, because I think it's got less to do with the internet when it's good. Because I was gonna say sometimes it's good because when I hear other people complaining about like Crunchyroll buffering or something, I mean it does happen sometimes. Well, not okay. Let me okay. How do I word this? Let me articulate myself. Basically, I feel like that's got less to do with my internet and also just there are less people here because I live in Australia. I'm like one of the 12 people who actually live in Australia. So our servers are less crowded. Like I think the Australian Crunchyroll servers are less crowded, so that's why when other people are like, oh my god, why guys, please leave so I can watch this. Like as a joke, of course. Although I guess some of them could just be that entitled, like leave so I can watch. But you know, like I recently, like the Chainsaw Man episode, I watched it the same day it came out, which a lot of people complained that they couldn't watch because I guess, you know, their servers are more crowded where they live. Because it's a very anticipated show, right? Everyone was like waiting for it. Even I was, even though I don't know, even though I pretty much went in blind, like I know pretty much nothing about Chainsaw Man except for the title and the cover art. I haven't heard of anything about Chainsaw Man before this, besides that it's very good, and that it was coming out. Like I heard that it was coming out like a good while ago. Like I think last year or the year before. I can't remember. It was like a good while ago. And then I didn't even know that it was coming out. Like was it last week? This week? Last week? I think last week. No, this week. Was it last week or this week? But I just didn't even know that when it was actually coming out. I just heard it was, but I wasn't keeping up with it. And then I was on Crunchyroll, and then I saw like, oh, it's out. The first episode's out. I'm like, oh, nice. Like for a bit, I even thought that it was already out because of how much it was talked about, and then how much it suddenly wasn't talked about because I guess the hype kind of died down a bit. But then now it's out, and now everyone's talking about it again. I see it recommended all over my YouTube. And yes, it is very good. I can see why people are so hyped. We're only 1 episode in. And just first of all, before we even get to the episode, I mean, you already know You already know Kenshi Yonezu never misses, but not only did he hit the bullseye, it's like he hit the bullseye in its... He hit the bullseye's eye in its eye somehow. It's just... Wow. What a banger, an absolute banger of an opening. You know? The ending is also... I like the ending as well. That does... Good ending as well, but the opening? Boy. Oh man. Oh damn. I've liked this stuff for like a while now. And like to see him put out like another absolute banger like that, like bruh. Cause I try not to, I don't want to say never, but I try not to listen to the same song like more like times than, preferably more, not more than once in the same day. I feel like I might have just done it without thinking about it, because it's not like I remember. Like, probably not in the same sitting, or maybe I do, but like at least after some time has passed and I forgot about it, I guess. I don't know. But like, definitely not like, I definitely don't listen to them back to back, let alone just straight up put on a repeat. But I just couldn't get the song out of my head. For the past few days, I've just, so many times I keep finding myself going back to that song, like sometimes even back to back, and I'm just like, you know what? I'll make an exception. I'll listen to you back to back. This is too good for me not to. It's good. It's a good song. It's a good song. I haven't even gotten up to the episode. I haven't even talked about the episode yet, but it was a good episode. It was a very good first episode in my opinion. It's I feel like a lot was told already in the first episode. Just, well, I mean, not in terms of the story, it hasn't progressed, it's just started, but I mean for the character, I feel like not a lot of anime do that. You know? Like, I feel like usually a lot of anime tend to take a while to tell you their backstory or whatever, but episode 1, we already got like a pretty good grasp on like the basic gist of our guy's backstory, kind of, you know. There are still definitely a lot that hasn't been told for sure, but like, I don't know, I just feel like it was a very compact episode somehow. It wasn't bloated, but it was compact. Like, a lot was told, but it didn't feel like it was rushed. It was a good episode. I liked it a lot, you know. I know some people complain about the CGI, but which, yeah, no, I would agree. 2D, I do prefer 2D for sure, but like, I don't know, I think maybe Arjun has just sensitized me. Yeah. Similar to how I've just been desensitized to fan service ever since Kill la Kill, or even, I don't know, even before that. I feel like I've just been pretty used to it. I don't, yeah, you kind of just get used to it, you know. Yeah, a bit of a shame how some people tend to like sleep on shows just because of the fan service. Like, I do get where they're coming from, like how people find fan service obnoxious or whatever. If it's not your cup of tea and the show's just full of it, then yeah, no, I definitely skip those. You know, there are some shows that are just straight up fan service. Like, I feel like there are different levels to like how a fan service is used. You know, there's like the basic level where the show itself, the only selling point is really just fan service. You know, there's pretty much there's like mid story, if any story at all. Or in fact, I wouldn't even call the story mid. It's like just straight up. Sometimes it's just bad. You know? There's no like take Keijo for example. Take the fan service out. It's just a generic like sports anime, you know, maybe even less than generic. It's like the story's weak, right? The story's weak, you know. No disrespect to the author or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that even the author knows, you know, that no one's there, like they didn't write it for the story and no one's reading it for the story. It's just pure eye candy, you know. And then there's the second level where it's like, I say Food Wars, for example, where it's used as like an initial attention grabber to like stand out from the rest, because like because there are plenty of cooking shows out there, right? But I feel like whenever I see someone make like a cooking anime joke or reference or comparison, I feel like more times than not, they use Food Wars, even when, no offense, the quality of the cooking anime that they're using as a comparison is nowhere near Food Wars, or maybe less so the quality, and more so like format. Let's say that, yeah, because I don't want to dog on shows too much. I mean, I'm not going to name any shows, but I'm just saying, like, even when it's just not even executed in the same way, like it's told in the stories are told very differently. People still tend to use Food Wars as like a baseline because of how much attention it's got due to the fan service. I feel like at least partly. I don't want to say entirely. I'll talk more on that, but like, you know what I mean when I say they usually use it as a baseline, right? Like if you go into the comments of other like cooking anime, a lot of the times you'd see like at least one comment being like, this is like Food Wars but without the fan service, you know, even when the story is very different, even if it's not like because Food Wars, it's a cooking anime, but it's like a competitive cooking anime. It's almost got like a sports anime feel to it, right? Because there's a lot of competitiveness. But then even when you see like a show that's not competitive, even if you just see a show that's like about home cooking or something, just some wholesome show about someone doing home cooking, you'd still see comments being like, oh, this is like Food Wars but without the fan service, you know. So I think they did very well capitalizing on that, like making it its own like quirk. But on top of that, unlike Keijo, that's not its only or even biggest selling point. That's just its initial attention grabber, and then / ongoing gag. But I feel like because the writing of the show itself is so good that they don't have to rely on it, you know. In fact, the writing even overshadows it, I feel like, because I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like personally, again, this much just because I've been desensitized because of all the anime I've watched, but I personally just straight up sometimes genuinely forget to acknowledge the fan service. It's just kind of became like a I don't know, like a peripheral thing that you just forget to acknowledge, you know? Like I'm genuinely there for the plot now, you know? Like I'm not kidding when I'm like, I actually watched this for the plot, because I am actually watching it for the plot, you know? And then there's level 3, which is like Kill la Kill, where rather than having it be a bit more or less subtle, like, I mean, Food Wars, I don't know if you call it subtle, like, well, okay, well, it's not subtle, of course not, it straight up, they rip off all their clothes, but I mean, like, in terms of frequency, right? Like, it's not like they're naked throughout the whole show, you know? But I don't know how frequent I'd say. Because yeah, for the most part they're clothed, but I guess some people might still say like, but their figures and textures are drawn so suggestively. I don't know about that. That's debatable. I don't know. Sorry, but Kill la Kill is one that's much more in your face. Not just because they like almost one up the intensity of the fan service, but also the frequency, because they're like majority of the show, they're not clothed, you know? But again, unlike Keijo, this is like, it's like the spectrum. There's like a spectrum of like, actually, I don't even know if this is a spectrum. This is like more like a, what is it called? What are those graphs called? Graph with 3 circles. Maybe this comes up. Diagram with three circles, not graph, sorry. What are these called? What is the diagram with 3 circles? Then a Venn diagram, sorry. I feel like it's kind of like a Venn diagram. You know? Like where there's like quality of writing, and then like frequency of fan service, and then like I don't know. Is it a spectrum or a Venn diagram? I don't know how to explain. I haven't thought this through. It's like Kill la Kill basically has Keijo's level of fan service, if not more, but with kind of almost like, not just almost, I feel like would I dare say this, on par, maybe if not better running than Food Wars. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Food Wars. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's subjective, right? It's not. They're two very different. Well, okay, I don't know if I'd say very. They're two different shows. How about that? Yeah, we could all agree on that, right? Yeah. Can we please just agree on something for once? They're two different shows, you know. Like So I don't know if it's really fair calling one better than the other, but basically the comparison I'm trying to make here isn't like one show's better or not. I'm trying to make a point about the way they execute fan service, right? Where Kill la Kill, the way they do fan service isn't just an attention grabber like Food Wars, or rather they have it as the premise like Keijo, but on top of that isn't the only redeeming factor. In fact, it works more as the dependent redeeming factor. Like it's the secondary factor, and the primary one is still the writing. It just plays off of the writing / vice versa, kind of, you know, like the fan service actually is part of the story, basically. Oh, hold on. Are you back? Okay. Oh boy. I feel like I'm back to my old setup. Back when I had wires everywhere, because now I got wires. I got wires connected to my mouse and my headphones. Nice. I feel like Armored Mewtwo right now. Just less cool, way less cool. But yeah, do you get what I mean? Like if you've seen the shows I've mentioned, I feel like you probably get where I'm coming from, right? Otherwise, I would say watch them, because maybe not so much Keijo if you're not into fan service, but the reason why I wanted to bring this up mainly is because I feel like some people are missing out. I mean, it's really their choice, you know. I'm not going to be pressed over it, you know. And maybe they're not missing out. Maybe they wouldn't like the shows. And maybe even if they did like the shows, maybe the fan service is such a turnoff that it just straight up ruins their whole experience, like to the point where they don't even care about the story, you know. But I feel like some people should still try, at least give it a chance, you know. Sure, there are some people who probably still won't like it, but I feel like there are still definitely people who would like it if they would just get used to the fan service, you know. You know, like Food Wars, sure, you know, it's got fan service, it's weird, but anime is weird, you know. If my audio streams, audio, are we good? Can we fix that? But I don't know, but I just feel like, I mean, you don't have, well, okay, I was gonna say, like, I feel like you're just missing out on a lot of good anime if you know, shy away from the fan service. But then again, there's plenty of other anime to watch, and it's not like you have to watch every anime, so I guess, you know, it's whatever. I don't know. I think I just really liked Food Wars and Kill la Kill. I think I'm just trying to promote them. Um, but you know, I just think that yeah, just in short, I just feel like some people are missing out from skipping out on shows like Food Wars and Kill la Kill just because of the fan service, you know, because they see it as like, oh, that's all this show is. It's just it's just for like horny teenagers to watch and get off to, which is is probably valid to a certain degree. You know, there are definitely some who are, you know, watching it like that. But like, I don't know about you, but I was personally hyped. Like I was, sorry, not personal. Well, yes, that too. But I was trying to say genuine. I was genuinely hyped. Watching like shows like Food Wars and especially Kill la Kill, especially in like, I'd say the last third or maybe even latter half, even just yeah, because I remember, yeah, the first half was like, yeah, okay, this is pretty cool anime. Okay, cool. Got a lot of fan service, haha, whatever. But then the second half, I feel like, is where it really took off. And I was like genuinely, like I feel like you just forget, you just get used to it, you know? It's like you almost just kind of, you genuinely just forget to acknowledge how ridiculous the premise is, you know? Or how ridiculous the visuals are. You get, like, they would have pretty much everything shown on screen and I would not care. I'm genuinely there like, oh my god, this is hyped as hell. They're gonna, what, I don't want to spoil what happens or whatever, but like, I was like genuinely hyped watching like the second half of Kill la Kill. I was like, oh my god, this is hyped as hell. I'm genuinely excited to see how this is gonna go down, you know? And they'd just be like, I wouldn't, not even half naked, just straight up, I don't know, 9/10 naked. They have like close to nothing covering. Sometimes they even are naked, just straight up fully naked, but I don't care. It's just, they're like, I'm genuinely here for the plot and the action. This is awesome. I love this. I'm genuinely enjoying the show for the show and not just the fan service aspect of it. And maybe not even that. Like I just wasn't horny. I was just genuinely there like, oh my god, this is just a good show. You know? I feel like those people, the people who like just assume that these shows are just horny and kind of just dismissed it without giving it a shot. I feel like you should give it another chance. Just for a few episodes and see how you like it, you know? Yeah. Same with like the CGI shows. Like sure, again, I do prefer 2D, but like I feel like it just comes down to the execution, right? You know, because you know, some shows that are like rely too much on or just are fully CGI are terrible. You know, that's for sure. You know, I'm not trying to blindly defend CGI just because I tend to like to do that, because I guess I just don't, I do see like a pattern in myself where I do tend to defend things more than attack things, I guess. But like, I'm not just doing that just because, you know, I'm not just trying to play like the nice guy or whatever. I'm not just trying to be like, guys, look, stop being so mean. Why not be nice? I'm not just doing that. I'm just saying what I genuinely believe. It's but yeah, no, like, yeah, sure, there are some shows that have terrible CGI, but on top of that, the same could be said about 2D. You know, sometimes they're terrible 2D animation. I think it all comes down to, one, how well it's done, and two, how well it fits the show itself. Because I feel like, for example, as I mentioned, the show Ajin, I don't know if I'm just saying this because it started off and ended as CGI, like it's just CGI throughout the whole thing, so maybe since I've only seen it as CGI, I just gotten used to it. But honestly, after watching it, yeah, I guess it might just be because I've already seen it, because I can't really say this before watching it because I've already seen it, so I can only say after watching it. But after watching it, whether or not that probably has an effect. Yeah, that has an effect. But what am I trying to say? I'm just trying to say I almost can't really see it as 2D. But again, I think that just might just be because I've already seen it as 3D. But I don't know, it almost kind of works better. You know, that's not the main point. The main point is, say, a show like Arjun or Attack on Titan, and what other examples? Chainsaw Man, yeah, Chainsaw Man. Like, I feel like, one, if the CGI isn't just absolutely terrible, and two, if the story's entertaining enough, I don't think it really matters. Sometimes I feel like it might even work better, if I dare say. You know, because again, yeah, no, sure, I do miss the like 2D fight scenes for Attack on Titan, but I feel like at this point of the show, I'm watching it less for the action and more for just the story. So I don't think, so I'm not really as like disappointed about their use of CGI, and also just plus again, I feel like their use of it isn't like absolutely terrible, you know? It's actually done pretty decently, in my opinion. But then, well, to be fair, maybe that's just because I've seen too much bad CGI, so my standards have lowered. I don't know. Arjun, I would say give it a shot. I know it might take you some time to get used to its animation. It did for me. I know it kind of threw me out like for a loop. Is that the phrase? Is that the expression? Like, I remember, it caught me off guard. I remember seeing that and I was like, what the hell is this animation? But it wasn't bad animation. It was yeah, no, again, the CGI was fine. But more importantly, the story definitely made up for it, you know? I did not care about the animation. In fact, I just got used to it, you know, like pretty quickly as well, because I feel like heavily because of how good the story was, it just hooked me right in, and I didn't even care about the animation, you know. So yeah. So basically, in conclusion, I think, is that all I have to say? I feel like I've said so much. It's turned from like a reading stream to, well, turned from a reading stream to a rambling stream. This I feel like this was mainly just rambling to begin with. I even like in the beginning, I feel like I just mainly just rambling because that's what I do. But I guess my main takeaway, you know, to put it basically, in conclusion, my main takeaway is just don't be so quick to dismiss a show just because of its CGI or fan service. Give them a shot. Who knows? It might be one of your favorite shows, you know? Or even not, it just might be a very good show that you really enjoy, you know? The use of CGI, or the use of fan service, I feel like are very minor factors when it comes to like dictating how good a show is, you know, assuming that, you know, and I'm assuming that, like, when I say the use of it, like when I say the use of it, I mean like the simple presence of it, you know, because I'm also speaking to the people who dismiss a show simply because they have CGI, or CGI exists, or CG or fan service exists. I'm more so, that's what I mean when I say use of CGI or use of fan service. Not to be confused with how it's used, you know. Then yeah, no, I could understand it would definitely like lower its enjoyability. Like if the use of CGI is like used very poorly, then yeah, no, of course, especially if it's like an action anime, then yeah, no, the enjoyability of the show would definitely go down because it's an action anime. It heavily relies on its animation. So if the CGI is done badly and so frequently as well as badly, then yeah, no, I could definitely understand why you'd skip out on that. You know, same with say like fan service. You know, yeah, I feel like fan service I could understand a bit more why people would skip out on though compared to CGI because I do get it. I do get it. Some people find it obnoxious, you know, like it's almost like distracting in a way. Like I'm not here for that. I'm just here for the action or whatever. But like it almost kind of pulls you out of the moment, I guess, you know. But again, I feel like more times than not, it's not that big a deal, you know, because I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just desensitized. I don't know. Maybe I've just learnt to just subconsciously look past it without thinking, without you know, like trying to. I don't know. I don't know, because to me, I feel like usually the fan service one is not that. I don't want to say obvious, because when it happens, you do know that they did it on purpose. You know, like you're like, yeah, they know what they're doing. They're doing that on purpose. They're showing that on purpose. But like, it's not usually one. Usually, it's not that in your face, and two, even when it is, it doesn't last for that long anyway. You know, like for example, like I do get why people criticize Fire Force for it, because yeah, no, it does come at quite random times for like just no reason, just because. Like as a gag or something, or maybe for whatever reason, maybe they just wanted to pull a gag, or maybe they just didn't know how to end the scene or something like I don't know. But I do get people's complaints there, you know, because it kind of pulls you out of the moment. But again, I wouldn't go as far as fully skipping out on it. Because it's still a good show. It's still enjoyable, you know. Sure, it's not the best show ever. But it's still a fun watch, I'd say. If you enjoy like good animation for like action anime and whatnot, I think you would thoroughly enjoy it, you know. Even if you don't like the fan service. If you just look past that, then it is still like a great show to watch if you're into like action anime, because it's got great animation, great sound design and whatnot. So yeah, but I don't know, because personally I don't really care too much. Whenever it happens, it just kind of happens. I don't really think too much about it. But I don't know, maybe yeah, I think that's probably just because I'm just used to it. I don't really care anymore. I mean, how many shows have I watched now? I don't know. Again, I feel like I've watched, because it sounds like I've watched a lot, but also I haven't though, because it, you know, on my anime list it reads that I have completed 427, which sounds like a lot to like a lot of people. But like at the same time, I like record everything. Like it's not just like like the full on seasons of shows. I also included everything from like movies and OVAs and whatnot, like specials, even the like short like 5-minute long specials. Like I'll include those if I can find it on my anime list. You'll bet that I'll include it. You know, if I saw it, you know. So like on one hand it sounds like a lot, but also no, you know, like there are still so many that I have a lot to catch up on, both in terms of like the recent like new gen anime as well as like the old. Like I still haven't seen Soul Eater yet. I think that's like a pretty big one, right? What else from like back in the day? There are so many that I haven't caught up with. Soul Eater, that's like a big one that I haven't seen yet. And then like a recent one, like Jujutsu Kaisen, I still haven't seen that one. You know, on the one hand, yeah, I've seen quite a bit, but then on the other hand, also no, there are so many that I haven't seen. I have so many. How many? God, I have so many on my on my plan to watch. I have 362 plan to watch. Wow. Oh boy. Oh. I do need to clean this up though, because I feel like there are a lot that I probably shouldn't have on my plan to watch list, because a lot of these were added back when I was going through the phase of I need to watch everything, you know. Maybe I'll get rid of some of the like romance dramas. Cause yeah, I like romance, but some of the romance dramas I added in hindsight now don't really look like they would suit my taste. Like I don't really. I don't know. I tend to like more of the. Like if it's like a romance, then I tend to like more of the wholesome ones. Because the non-wholesome ones tend to like talk about stuff that I'm not really into. You know? Oh, sorry. You know, like I just want to see some characters being cute, you know? I don't really want to like hear about like how like who slept with who and that's creating drama or whatever. I don't really like I don't know, maybe I'll give them a shot just to see anyway. Maybe I'll like a different aspect of it. I'll see. But let me see which one. Yeah, let me take a look at this one. I don't know. Is Domestic Girlfriend good? Because I heard people talk about it like a while back. But also, I don't know if this is my cup of tea. It sounds a bit too. I don't want to diss it. I don't want to. Because it's probably not a bad show. It's probably just not my cup of tea. I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to say edgy. Because again, I haven't seen the show. Maybe it's not done in like an overly like I'm trying to be deep or whatever kind of way. Like maybe it's not done like that. Maybe it is actually done well, but I don't know. Just from the first glance, I'm not really getting good vibes from it. I don't really know if it's gonna be my cup of tea. It just looks kind of like the type of show that's like a bit too heavy for my liking, you know. So I don't know if I really watch this. FFF. Hello. Oh, you're back. Yes, hello. Yeah, sorry, I'm not. I kind of just stopped reading the book. I kind of, instead of reading, I've just full on gone off the rails and just started ranting / rambling about anime. So yeah. But I might take this one off my list. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. Not my kind of drama. Yeah. It's. Am I allowed to say I don't like? I'm not saying that it's not a big deal. It's just. I don't like seeing I just don't like seeing people making like a big deal out of like I don't know, out of sex. I don't know. It's just like I'm not trying to like undermine the weight of it, I guess. You know, in fact, I would even consider myself as seeing it as like heavier. Like I lean more on like this is like a heavier thing type of person, you know what I mean? Like you know, like there's a spectrum, right? Like hey, there are some people who just see it as just like it's just sex, it's just skinship, who cares? Whatever, it's fine so long as it's consensual, who cares, you know, like which is valid, you know, that's fine. You know, logically speaking, yeah, it's just skinship, you know, it's not that big a deal. But I don't know, I do lean more heavily to the side of this is like an intimate act that you should, you know, one, only do it with, you know, your lover, but also, yeah, just to only be your lover. Like I'm not gonna judge anyone. First of all, I just want to make that clear. I'm not gonna judge anyone who like does do hookups or not, but I'm not into those myself. You know, like I'm not really into the whole like one night stand type of culture thing. You know, so yeah, I would even say that I lean more towards like this is actually like got way to its side. So I'm not trying to undermine that sex is not a big deal or whatever. It's just I don't like types of shows that kind of focuses its drama more on this, just because I guess I just don't like seeing it. Because part of me is just, I think part of it because I think I just can't handle it, because part of it is, it comes from the part of me that sees it as like a really heavy thing. So then I guess I just don't want to see it because I can't handle it. But also another part of it is I might just not be interested. I don't know. I don't know if it's biased for me to say this because I'm not sure if I'm area ace or not, but am I allowed to say that I think sex is a little overrated? Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. Like again, like I see the appeal to it again. Like I'm not trying to, you know, deny that. I'm not trying to be like, like I'm not trying to be that type of guy who's like pretending like I'm levitating above everyone else. Like I've achieved enlightenment. You guys are all a bunch of children. Haha. I don't need sex or whatever like that. You know, like I'm not trying to be that type of guy. Like I get the appeal. You know. So I'm not trying to. Like I'm not calling sex mid, okay? I'm not doing that. You know, I'm not trying to be that guy. It's just I just don't know if it's as big a deal as people make it out to be. In the sense that not in the sense that, you know, it's not an intimate act. I just went through how I do think it's a very intimate act that you should say for, you know, your lover and all that. But more so just why it's so why the act of having done it itself is one so glorified to the point where it's like you have to do this, but also so shamed if you don't do it, like you're missing out on life or something like that, you know? Like it's, and not only is that opinion so strong, I feel like it's also so common. That's another thing that I feel. I don't know, maybe, or maybe not, maybe it's just because those types of opinions are more vocal on the internet, and I've just gotten a bad roll of recommendations that keep recommending me that type of stuff. But I don't know, I just feel like, you know, like again, I'm not against talking about it at all, you know, like you know, it's funny when some comics, you know, do like a bit about it every once in a while or whatever, you know, it's fine. But like there are so many, there are like full-on like podcasts dedicated to it, and there are so many I don't know, I just feel like there are so many people who so many I don't know, I just feel like it's so talked about, like almost a bit overly talked about, and it's like the same thing over and over again, kind of, you know. It's there are I don't know, it's just I don't know how to articulate this. It's like I get that it's a common and relatable thing, you know, I get that. You know, relationships and sex and whatever, like I get it. I get it why people want to talk about it, but it's just why so much and so intensely, right? To the point where like it's a flex, you know, like you have people being like, I sleep with women, whoa, or like it could be used as an insult, like the virgin or whatever. Like I don't get it. I don't get what's so like, it's just sex, right? I feel like I'm gonna go out on a limb and say most, how about half? I'd say half the world has or probably will do it at some point, right? I'd even, you know, most. I'd even go as far as saying most, right? It's not that big a deal, right? So like, I don't get why it's, you know, I don't know. I don't know, like it's so, there's so many videos and stuff talking about it. You have I mean, okay, I'm not trying to dog on dating coaches. All right, you know, I'm literally trying to be a YouTuber here, so I'm not gonna do the whole, oh, this is not a real job, how's that a job kind of thing. You know, I know all too well that pain, or I'm not trying to say that. It's just I was surprised, all right, when I found out that that's a profession. I'm not trying to dog on the profession itself. I'm not saying that it's not a real profession or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to say that. I'm literally trying to be a YouTuber here, okay? But I was surprised though, I guess, because I don't know, I was just surprised when I found out that's like an actual real profession. You know? Like, wow, this is the degree that, because like I get marriage counseling, like I get that, you know, because people have therapists for themselves, so I do understand why people may have like a kind of like a dual therapist, like a therapist for both of you. So I kind of get that, but it's just a dating coach. I don't know. I was just surprised to find out that that's a thing. You know, I assume that that's a like a job. Anyway, I'm pretty sure they're different from like pickup artists. Those guys are like a whole different breed. Pickup artists, it's insulting how they call themselves artists. There is no art, all right? There's like whenever, like, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that pickup artists are not misrepresented, you know, because you know how some titles have kind of lost their meaning because of how many people misuse them or misrepresent them. I'm pretty sure pickup artists are just all just creeps. Okay, I haven't seen a single person who's called themselves a pickup artist and not be a creep. I feel like every single person who has ever unironically been like, I'm a pickup artist, I feel like every single person who have done that have always just been a creep. I'm just like, that's, yeah, I'm pretty sure that dating coaches are somewhat like are different from those people. So like, I'm not trying to dog on dating coaches. I'm just surprised at the fact that they exist, because again, I didn't think that. I didn't know that this was that big a deal, like the whole dating and thing. Again, not. I don't know if I'm coming across properly. I don't know if. Like, dating itself, yes, important, right? You know, you're building a relationship, a very important relationship with a person, right? So I get that. I just don't get why it's such a big topic. You know, the act itself, yes, very important. I'm not trying to undermine that, just to be clear again. You know, it's just, I don't know why it's such a debate. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe I just don't get it. Maybe I am just error ace. I don't. So I did read somewhere recently that I'm remembering now. I think. Let me just look this up once and for all. How about that? There were. I can't really be bothered to, like. Am I spelling this right? Is that how you spell error ace? Is that how you spell this? No. I spell error as in like aeroplane. Signs of aeroplane. No. Error ace. There's no E after the A. Whoops. But you know, I got the thing anyway. I don't remember where I read it. I think it's just something that passed by, because I don't really care to look this up and properly find out. I do remember seeing that it's like, let's see. Like, one of the things was like, you don't get why, you know, romance is so popular or something like that. I don't know, but there's another list here. You don't get romantic crushes. True. But what if that's just because I've been super busy, or I'm just super picky? I don't know. You don't desire or see yourself happy in a romantic relationship. I wouldn't say that. I just. Do I even see myself in a romantic relationship to begin with? I don't know. I mean, because I've thought about it at least, right? Maybe I might not be error ace. I might be demisexual. I think that's another thing, right? I don't know. I have thought about it. I'm like, but then again, what if I just thought about it because I've been conditioned by society or media or whatever that I should think about it. I don't know, because we live in a society. I don't know. I don't know, because I have thought about, like, yeah, no, it would be nice to, you know, maybe. Would it be nice? Did I go as far as thinking it'd be nice? I don't know. Like. Oh, maybe it wasn't for myself. Maybe I was just happy for other people. Because it's more so just when I'm out and I see like a happy family together. Maybe it is kind of for myself, because I think I have thought about, like, yeah, no, it'd be nice being able to come home to someone, to like a family, you know, your own family that you started with your spouse, and you come home to the kids. You know, that seems nice. You know. You don't link sexual attraction with the idea of romance or relationships. You don't link sexual attraction with the idea of romance relationships. Sexual attraction, idea of romance. Unless the person is also asexual, being romantic does not necessarily mean you have no sexual desire, abstain from sexual. Queens explains. Maybe a sexual connection could be casual or even deep, but you do not think of it as leading to romance, marriage, etc. She explains. This could obviously have some overlap with poly lifestyles or hookup culture, but isn't the same thing. For one thing, plenty of poly people do feel romantic about their various partners, or some of them. I don't know. I haven't felt either of these before. I mean, I don't know. I acknowledge that sexual attraction isn't necessarily linked to the idea of romance relationship. I don't know if I personally relate to it, because I acknowledge it because I know that, you know, people, you know, can hook up and whatnot, and just for the sake of hooking up. But personally, I think I'd lean more towards having them connected, because like I said before, I'm not really into the whole idea of hooking up. Like if I were to ever, you know, have anything sexual related, be it the attraction or the intercourse itself, it'd be with my romantic partner, I think. Although I don't know if that's something that came naturally or if it's like a conscious decision I made out of logic. I don't know if out of logic or conditioning. I don't know. Okay, I haven't gotten that far yet. I've never had a crush before, let alone being in a relationship. I don't know. You do date. No, I don't. But you don't need romantic attraction in your... What? You do date, but you don't need romantic attraction in your relationships. Okay, that's a big giveaway, right? That's a big one. Yeah, because the other ones I feel like, you know, the you don't get romantic crushes, that's not like an automatic like checkmate, right? Maybe you just haven't had one yet, doesn't mean you won't have one ever, right? And the you don't see the sexual attraction thing, that doesn't necessarily mean you're era ace. You might just be aromantic, or you might just be asexual, you know, because like people who are asexual could still have a romantic relationship, and then people who are aromantic could still yearn for like sexual pleasures and stuff, right? In fact, even era ace people apparently like do have a libido, I think. They just don't necessarily seek any type of like skinship nor a relationship with other people, I think. I don't know. Era ace, I don't know. This is sexualities, man. Why do they gotta be so complicated? You're often accused of giving mixed signals. I don't think so. Actually, maybe they didn't flat out say that, like explicitly say that I'm giving mixed signals, but I've been accused of like having a crush on people before, even though, or like flirting with them or something, even though I wasn't. Although that's not really often though. It was just like a select few, you know. And very few. I wouldn't even say few. Like maybe like it was like two or one even. I don't remember at this point. It's very rarely ever. No, in fact, I think it was just one person. It's just from a while. It's like from a good while ago, so I just don't really remember that clearly. I think I can't think of anyone else anyway. Yeah, so I feel like that says less about me and more about them, right? Because I mean, none of my other like female friends said anything like that. It was really just that one person who apparently thought I was trying to flirt with them. I thought I was just being nice, but okay, because I'm nice to all my friends. But all right, apparently they thought I was trying to like to hit on them or something. But that's a story for another time. Your feelings of love for another person stay platonic. This one might be kind of real. I mean, I don't do it consciously, but I guess that is how it works. Is you don't really choose your sexuality, huh? I don't know. Do I subconsciously friend zone every person I meet like immediately? Do I do that? I don't know. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Because I don't really see. I think I might because I was also because a lot of times I'd be watching because I was watching like Jen Animations' video, not just the one where she came out as Era Ace, but also some of like her older storytime videos. I remember hearing her thoughts on some stuff and like agreeing with them, being like, "Oh yeah, that's totally me," and like. I think I might actually kind of because like this reminds me that I think the take on what was it? Well, maybe not necessarily her take, just the topic. It just reminded me. I think well, remind is a strong word because now I just forgot about it. I think. Okay, let me read this. Your feelings of love for another person stay platonic. Right, like I don't really get the friend zone, if that makes sense. Cause like I thought most people start off as friends and then if they catch feelings then they go from there. That's what I thought, but apparently there's supposed to be like an initial stage before like where you still see people as potentially either or sometimes some people just straight up only see them as one straight away somehow, apparently. Like straight up just as like a love interest, like immediately or something like that. I've never gone that before for sure, but I don't know. Is that like a thing that people just sense? Because I don't know. I don't really do that analysis when I meet a person. I'm not like you're friend zoned or you're not friend zoned. Like I don't know, because when I see a person, I'm just like, hello person, you're another person. That's right, just a person. And yeah, and my headphones died again. I don't know how it's plugged in. Oh, I get it. It's because I haven't been using it. You know what? Let me just. How do I bookmark this? Bookmark. 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 How do I bookmark this? What? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it automatically does it for me. Okay, cool. Coolio. You know what, screw the book. We're not doing this. At least not for now. I might come back to it if I have time. But I think we're just gonna we're just gonna come here and just chat. It's screw the book. It's fine. Oh, we're going rogue. We're going rogue because it's not like I tend to stick by the books anyway. It's fine. I tend to do this all the time anyway. I'm just it's just now I'm properly embracing it. That's all. You know, instead of just resting at a pause screen, I'm gonna just fully embrace it and just switch studios. Oh, since it is spooky Tober, let's see what you got for us. Which what if I just click a random one and no, I'm gonna go with no, they got a new one that came out 2 weeks ago. How about that one? Yeah. It's not gonna be too peppy, is it? Or I mean, it's fine if it's peppy, right? I'm not necessarily sad right now, am I? I don't want to be too hyped because it's not like I'm talking about something amazing right now. Let's see, what you got for us? Alright. Is that fine? I don't know, I've got to pick one without vocals. Is this fine? I turned it off by accident. Is this okay? I don't know, I feel like the vocals are a bit distracting. Let's go with something else. Sorry. I don't know, I didn't prepare for this. I didn't think I'd just straight up go rogue. Let's try this one. I think yeah, this one. Sure. Let's go with this one. Let me turn off autoplay almost and do that. If I left that on, the next song that would have come up would be End of a Life by Calliope, or sorry, Calliope. Sorry. It's a thing that I read in my head as a joke. I sometimes like to read her name as Corey Malliope. Corey Mariope in the house, yeah, Mariope, because it kind of sounds like Mario, and then Oppai, like Mario boobs, like Super Mario, and Oppai, or Ope. It's a dumb joke, okay? Look, it entertains me in my brain, and I kept it to myself until now, but not anymore. It's said out loud now. I sometimes read her name as Corey Malliope in my brain. Just for fun. Sorry. Calliope Mori. Right. End of a Life by Calliope Mori. Yes. Very nice song. But pretty sure it's copyrighted. So turn that autoplay off, please, so that we don't accidentally play her song on stream. And turn on loop. There we go. We should be good. We should be good. But yeah, I didn't get the whole friends or anything. Yes. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, I think I really am Aries, maybe, or I don't know. Am I? I think I might be. I think I might be. You relate to the idea of erotic love, but not necessarily romantic love. So I think this is the opposite of the sexual attraction thing, kind of. Queen knows the requirements. Students feel love that are rooted in sexual attraction, but not no romance. I mean, I haven't had this before, so but yeah, no, I get what it's trying to say. Like, you relate to the idea of erotic love, so that basically means you're not asexual, I think, and then, but not necessarily romantic love. So that's you're aromantic though. Yeah. You don't respond to romantic gestures. I don't think I've received any. Even if you feel connected to the other person. How? Platonically connected? Then yeah, of course I wouldn't feel romantic. I wouldn't respond to romantic gestures because we're platonic, so they wouldn't even give me romantic gestures. So there's no romantic gesture to receive, right? If someone tries to woo you with the hearts and flowers, again, I never had this. You're expecting too much from me. And you complete stuff. It is not likely to be appealing and may in fact be red flag or big turn off. This sounding more and more like me. Maybe not this. Okay, maybe a little bit. I don't know if this is red. Okay, I mean, it's not that I have. Maybe I do have a little bit against it, but not that strong. It's just I don't know. I prefer a little bit of independence is all. You know, is that wrong? Like, I don't know, because the whole you complete me, I think, because I've mentioned kind of a similar thing to this before in like a Danganronpa stream. Like, I think another thing that I don't personally like I don't have anything against it. Like, I kind of get the appeal. I don't know. It's like, I'm not, you know, like, I know that I don't mean any harm by saying this. And also just because, well, plus no one has ever said this to me anyway, so it's not really any of my business. But like, yeah, you know, like when people say like, I'm yours or you're mine, like, I don't know, I don't really mess with that. It's, you know, like, I get that it's supposed to be romantic. And I'm not going to be offended by it, you know, like, I know that they don't mean anything if someone were to say that to me. It's just like, I don't know, it's just, it seems like a bit much. I don't, because again, it goes back to the whole independence thing. I kind of, it just feels a bit weird to kind of almost, you know, talk about your significant other in like a slightly possessive tone, you know, or like speak of yourself in an almost objectifying way, like, I'm yours, like, I'm your property, you own me, or like, you're mine, that's right, you gotta listen to me. Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure they don't mean it that way, you know? Like, they mean it more like, I'm with you, or like, you're with me, you know? Like, yeah, like, I'm all yours, baby, you know, I'd be hella loyal, you don't gotta worry about me. Like, I get that, I think they're probably trying to come off that way, but I don't know, I think it's just more so the phrasing that puts me off a bit, you know? And the whole you complete me thing, like, how about you amplify me? Let's get that trending. Yeah, you amplify me. You know, we amplify each other. How about that? We multiply our power as a team. You know, I don't know. It's just because, like, you complete me makes it sound a little too dependent. It's almost like I can't go on without you, so I need to be with you. You know. Like, I'd prefer if they wanted to be with, you know, each other, right? Like, I think that sounds better, right? If they want to be with each other, you know, doesn't that sound more romantic? Because you know, then, you know, when it becomes a necessity, it almost kind of sounds like, well, sorry, once they don't need to, they could just skedaddle, you know, like. You know, whereas if they don't need to, yet they still want to, that comes from the heart, right? You know, they don't need this, but they do it because they want to, right? You know, that's I don't know. Again, I think it's more so just the phrasing. You know, maybe I'm just more uptight about phrasing than most people. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Does that make me erase? Am I erased because of this? let's see. Aromantic versus asexual. Well, aromantic is confused with asexual. They go together from time to time. They are synonymous. Yeah, I figured that much. Read that before. An aromantic individual, yeah. So an aromantic individual is not interested in romantic relationships, right? Or if they are in one. It isn't because of the romance, it may be because of their bond with another person who is romantic. Okay, right, yeah. Like, area ace people can, you know. Well, I guess so, because there's nothing physically stopping them from, like, having sex or being in a relationship, whatever, right? Yeah, like... Yeah. I guess there might also be less of a mental block as well, I think. Yeah. Like there's... Yeah. Yeah, because... Correct me if I'm wrong, because... yeah, I don't want to speak too much on this, because I know, like, close to pretty much nothing about this, so... I won't speak too much about this, because I can't. I can't remember if I'm wrong, but I feel like... usually other sexual orientations takes a like trans people have not just a physical but like more of like a mental block as well, right? Because it's not just that they want to be their true selves, but also just they don't want to. That's a very light way to put it, and but like, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like basically, to put it simply, you know, it's obviously not that simple, but just to make it easier to understand, it's not just that they want to be their true selves, but also that they can't deal with not being their true selves, right? And that's where body dysphoria comes from, right? I think, again, I don't know much about this because I'm not trans myself. I'm not that personally interested in like researching like genders and sexualities and all that stuff, you know. Like the most I know are just from what like my LGBT friends have told me, but it's not that much either because it's not really something that we yeah, it's not really something that we like talk about as often, you know. Because we whenever we hang out, we talk about like other stuff like Pokemon and anime and whatnot, like, you know, more common interests. Because again, it's not that I'm aware of. I'm not part of the LGBT community, so there's not much for us to talk about. It's more just sometimes if they have a story they want to tell me, and I might want to ask them questions, and that's about it, you know. But yeah, but Era Ace, I think basically they're saying that there's less of that mental block, so that you can also do these things and not just be mentally devastated, right? Unlike trans people who like straight up have like panic attacks and stuff. Tough stuff. My best wishes to you guys. Tough stuff. Yeah. You know, I'm just remembering some of the stories like some of my friends have told me about how like they'd like. I don't want to go into detail about it, you know, because it's probably like a trigger warning for quite a lot of people. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I won't talk about it too much. But yeah, best wishes for you guys out there. Tough stuff, to say the least. Jeez. Yeah, aromantic, from what I understand here, you can. Oh, that's so confusing though. That. So I can't. So I can. Would I mistake it? I feel like you can, right? I feel like that's, in fact, a lot of people have mistaken it, right? Like, mistaken that certain bond for like a romantic one, maybe. It says right here that an aromantic individual is not interested in romantic relationships, or if they are in one. So they don't. So one, they don't care. They don't care to be in one. But even if they are in one, they don't care that they are. So they can be in one. Or if they are in one, yeah, it isn't because of the romance. It may be because of their bond with the other person who is romantic. So they could just be in a relationship and mistake it for love, like a romantic love, even though it's not. I mean, is that okay? I mean, no one's getting hurt, I guess? I don't know. Is this... Again, I apologize if I'm saying something very offensive right now, because I don't know. This is the most amount of research I've done ever, because I'm not as interested in this type of stuff. I don't really think about this stuff. My biggest concerns are just whether or not I'm gonna have enough gems to pull who I want on Masters X. That's about it. I don't really think about this stuff. I've been quite lucky to not have to worry about like my gender or sexual orientation, anything like that. I haven't really had any like confusion in terms of my identity. Individual on the other hand typically has no... An asexual individual on the other hand typically has no sexual desire, but this too can have a range of ways it shows up, including only feeling sexual desire when a strong emotional connection is present, or just feeling it sometimes, or not very strongly. Right, that's right, but that's not... That's a slightly different thing, right? That's... I think one's called demisexual, and then what's the other one? There was another one, right? Demisexual... and... What was it? Hold on. Asexual... There are like 3 levels, at least that I've heard of. Asexual, demisexual, and gray sexual, right? I think that's the other one. What was gray sexual? I think gray sexual is just sometimes, right? Individual who identify as gray sexual are considered to fall in the gray area between asexuality and allosexuality. Parentheses, non-asexuality. Also, allosexuality means like you do feel attraction. Like sexual attraction, I think. Yeah, because it says parentheses, non-asexuality. When it comes to sexual attraction, and individuals who identify as demisexual are considered to experience sexual attraction only after forming an emotional connection with someone. Okay. Alright, so not exactly what I said, yeah, because I thought... because I previously thought that gray sexual was like... You feel it less... Well, I guess it is kind of like that, yeah. You do feel it less... Like, you're not fully asexual, but you're also not... fully allo, like you feel it less frequent, or as less easily as allosexual people. And then demisexual are like even less frequent because it's specifically when you've only formed a strong emotional connection with someone. Because I always thought that, I think maybe I've been confused. Maybe I'm either ace or demisexual, and I just thought that everyone's demisexual. Because another thing that I've noticed in hindsight is I don't get how... Because I thought this was the minority until I started speaking to more people, and then I realized the majority of people do this, which is fall for people as easily as they do. Because I didn't think that was... well, I guess the meta or whatever you want to call it. Like, I didn't think that was what the majority of the population did, you know? Like, I didn't get how people just had crushes so easily, you know? To the point where I remember growing up, I would ask a lot of my friends what it was like to have a crush, because I just had no concept. I would just I didn't know what it was like. I had to ask him like, hey, so how do you know when you have a crush on someone? And a lot of times they try to like describe it to me, but like I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. Like part of me is just kind of like, is that it? But then a part of me is also like, I don't know. I don't know. Because I was just confused slash uninformed because I haven't experienced it myself. But like, I had nothing to go off of. I was just like, is this... It's like that, huh? Also, just some of the stuff I feel like, I don't know, I thought was like... Yeah, no, part of me was like, is that it? Because like, how do you know for sure though? Because some of I think one of the factors that they say was like, you tend to find yourself thinking about that person a lot or something like that. But then I'm like, well, what if you're just really good friends and you just, you know, just thinking of them because you like them as a friend and you're thinking of what to get them for Christmas or something? I don't know. Because I do that for my friends all the time. Even if it's not Christmas or whatever, if I'm just out in the stores, which is a little more rare nowadays, but if I'm just out of the stores and I see something, even if I don't go as far as buying it for them, because money and whatnot, but like, even if I don't go as far as buying it for them, I still do think of them. If I see something and I'm like, oh no, so-and-so would probably like this, and you know, I might at least put on my list or something to get them, to get it for them as a gift.